And he wrote stories. No one mentioned that, right? What are you talking about? Professor. He read the first page.
So, again, who was Mordechai Bachayev?
This chapter, who was he? He was a poet, right? In the early 19th and late 1800s, all right? He wrote stories about himself and his family and people in Central Asia during that time. Am I right, Professor?
Okay.
Okay, we go on now. There's a picture of him on page 131, holding please stand up and push the slide.
And
He's holding a newspaper, what's it called? Rachamim? No, not Rachamim. There is a, what's it called? Bukharian script published newspaper. I don't know what it's called.
Bayroki Miknat.
Miknam, right. Which I think is pretty cool. He looks really young here, you know what I mean?
And what else?
What else is it? Okay.
He was present, okay.
He was 1953 and he was released because of Stalin death.
Professor, his life.
And why he was present?
I don't know why he was prison, but I know that his life changed. But I don't know why. I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you the question.
Okay, what happened there? What happened to him?
He was arrested for a room in prison for what's that called? Anti-Semitic.
Anti-Soviet. And he as a Zionist.
Zionist, right.
What? Roshnoi was the name of the newspaper. Okay. So what else you want to add, Arsen?
First, I like the fact that when the capital of the US Uzbek SSR moved, the newspaper, when they moved their location, he moved with them. He was dedicated with his work.
He's supposed to move.
Why?
Because if your company moving to another city and you want to have a job, you also move together.
But what if your family can move? Stay back.
If you want to lose your job, then
He wasn't married, so we just helped him move.
okay.
The
Yes.
only thing I didn't like that our own national, people like Minashe Aminov, it says like they attack poet because he was anti-Soviet, writer, and they were like against him. This is what's bothering me. Like our people want to save the job because it's supposed to be like that, but not because it's right. So it's like.
Okay. Zlata?
So I like the part, I didn't like it, but I thought it was interesting when they talked about like the Stalin period and how everyone was like walking around in dirty old clothes and money was very tight and they had to buy something and had to go like one by one and everything, and some people fled, I think, to the Tajik mountains and some people fled to Iran, and everything was like very hard times. It was very sad.
John?
I like the fact that after all his struggles, that he became a translator in the Tajikistan SSR. I found that very interesting because he was in prison, he was punished, and then in the end he still came on top as a head translator of the Tajik SSR. It was like really interesting.
Okay, Milana, what you would like to add?
Yeah, I wrote a lot of different things. From his newspaper Roshnoi to Bukharian Jews, some poems and some
Okay.